Good day, students. Welcome to another class of RDBMS. In our previous two videos, we had learned about the basic concepts of a database, that is, what is database, what are its advantages, what exactly is data, what is information, how data is stored in the form of tables in a database, what is a column, what are rows, what is a primary key, what is a foreign key, etc. We also learned in the second video about the way or the structure of how data is stored in a table in the form of rows and columns, what is a field, and what are the data types or the uh, data types in which the data is stored. That means in every field a particular data is stored in a particular data type. So that is alphanumeric, numeric, and date and time, varchar, etc. All these type of concepts we have covered already in the previous classes. In today's session, we are going to do something more practical. That means we are going to understand how to create a table and a database and how to enter records in a particular table. But before we go on into understanding these concepts, we need to know that we have to download two softwares in for this particular operation. That means we need to download OpenOffice software onto our computer system for you to work. If you are able to do it on a laptop, it is well and good. Those people who do not, or those students who do not have a laptop, unfortunately, they can just go through the video sessions and understand the actual method of doing it. So in the the slides following this, I'll be giving you a detailed description about how to download Apache Office, OpenOffice onto your computer system. Students, I am going to now tell you how to download Apache OpenOffice software onto your system. For this purpose, you have to double click on the Chrome, your web browser, and in the search bar you will type openoffice.org. It will then take you to openoffice.org Apache official site. Click on that and now click on the download option. Once you click on the download option, a window like this will open. You have to, for your Windows, whichever is your operating system, you have to select that. For all Windows, there is only one exe file, the language is English, and then you will click on download full installation. When I click on this, it will take me to another window and you will get a message, your download will start shortly. A new exe file will get downloaded onto your system, Apache OpenOffice.exe. Can you see it here? You will double click once it is completed its installation or downloading. You will double click on the exe file and following all the steps which have been given, you will install this free Apache OpenOffice software onto your computer. Now that we know how to download OpenOffice, there is one more software which we need to actually download, which is called as a JRE, that is the Java Runtime Environment. Now this is because some of the functionalities of OpenOffice will be accessible only if you download this particular software also along with OpenOffice. Now Apache OpenOffice is a 32-bit application, and for it to run successfully you need to download a 32-bit version of the JRE. Please see to it that you do not download the 64-bit version. You have to download a 34-bit version of the JRE. You just have to go to your the browser and search for a 32-bit Java runtime environment, and that also you have to download so that all the functionalities of Apache OpenOffice will be available. All are the further on whatever softwares we are going to learn, that is digital documentation, database, everything is going to be on OpenOffice. So the next video will show you how to download the Apache OpenOffice software, along with that the JRE, that is the Java Runtime Environment. As already mentioned, we need to download
a Java runtime environment for full 32-bit Java runtime environment for a full functionality of OpenOffice. For that purpose, open your Google Chrome and type 32-bit JRE 32-bit download, and here you can go to an website called filehorse.com. Click on it, and here you will get Java runtime environment 32-bit. The name of the website is filehorse.com. Download _Java _runtime /32. You just have to type that or go through the Google browser, and here click on free download, and then start your downloading. Here again an exe file, that is the Java runtime environment exe file, gets downloaded onto your system, and you can run this executable file or this and install this on your machine so that you can get the full functionality of your OpenOffice. If you do not do this, all the options of OpenOffice may not run, especially with the database options. So this is compulsory for you to download on your machine. It may take some time. Click on yes, and you will start installing this particular exe application on your machine. You click on the install button and it will install it for you. This is compulsory and this is a must for you all. So there are two applications which you need to download. One is the OpenOffice software, and as soon as you finish downloading that and installing it on your computer, you will also have to download the JRE 32-bit application. 32-bit. It is very important because Apache OpenOffice is a 32-bit application, so you need a 32-bit Java runtime environment for it to function fully. Once we finish, you get a message that you have successfully installed Java on your computer. You can close it, and now you are ready to work with OpenOffice. Once you complete your installation, you will get a message like this: you have successfully installed Java, and then you are ready to use your OpenOffice software.
Once we have downloaded the OpenOffice software and the Java runtime, we are now ready to work on the database software which we are going to start today. So for that purpose, you need to click on OpenOffice by clicking on Start Programs openoffice.org, or alternatively, when you are downloading, you can also create a shortcut for OpenOffice on your desktop, so it will be easily available for you. You simply have to double click on it and open the application. To open Apache Office, we have to first double click on Apache Open. It will open up the screen for you. Here we have got the different options available, that is text document for digital documentation, spreadsheets, presentations, drawing and database. Now here we are going to start today with RDBMS, so we will have to double click on database. We will now go on into creating a database and a table using OpenOffice database. So we are going to, in this practical class, we are going to learn how to start using OpenOffice and how we are going to create a database, and inside the database we are going to create a table. So the fields, the database that we are going to create is called Shrima Vidyalay, and the table inside that is going to be called as student details. Now the fields which are going to be included in this table are the GR number, S name, that stands for student's name, class and division, and the data given below is the data which you are going to enter into the table. So let us see how we do it. I am now going to show you how to create a database and a table using Office database. Now, when I double click on the Open Office icon, I'll come to this particular screen, and here I will double click on database. Now it will ask you a question, do you want to create a new database? So the answer is yes, we are going to create a new database, and we click on the next button. You don't have to do anything over here. You simply have to click on the finish button. It will now ask you where you want to save the database. As of now, I will click on the desktop, and I'm going to give a name to my database. And as I already told you, the database name is going to be Shri Ma Vidyalay. So I will write Shri Ma Vidyalay, and this is the name of my database, and I'm saving it on the desktop. I click on the save button, and now a database by the name of srimavidyalay.obd is saved. Now the next step that you need to do is to create a table. But before that, let me go to the different objects which are available under on the left hand screen. That is, you have the table option, queries, forms and reports. In our RDBMS session, we are going to learn details about all these different objects in the database table. Now first we are going to create a table, and there are two ways of creating the table. One is creating the table using a design view, and the next one is creating it using a wizard. We are going to learn how to create a table using design view. So I will click on this option, or rather double click on this option called create a table in design view. It will open a skeleton structure for me like this, in which I am going to write down the names of the fields as well as the data type that it is going to hold. So my first is the GR number. Now a GR number is unique key, and here you have got, I am declaring it. Look at the database, the different types of field, data types, that is text, number, decimal, integer, etc. Text, varchar, ignore, case, yes, no, boolean, date, time. All the different data types are available over here. I will keep my data type as text because I need a combination of alphabets as well as numbers. So this is it. Here below is the field property. So every field that I enter over here has got field properties over here. So I will say that data entry is required on this field. And what is the length of that? Length means the total number of characters that we can enter. By default it is 50. Let's take, I don't want any characters to be entered more than 6 digits. So I can give my length as 6, which means that the maximum length permitted in this particular field will be only 6 characters. Click here. The next one is going to be, let's take the student name or S name. And here again the data type is going to be text, and here you say required yes, and here if you want you can keep it as 30 or 50, whichever you want. I have kept it as 30. That means more than 30 characters will not be accepted. Here the next one is class. Again here I have declared it as a number, a numeric. So if I declare this particular data type as a number, then it will allow me to enter only numeric data. And here the division. And this again is a text type of data. 1 minute, here I forgot to put here as yes. And length, if you want, you can put this as only 1 character, so that 1 or maximum 2, because 10th is 2 digits. So length will be 2. And here division, once again it is required yes, and the division can be only 1 character, A, B, C, D, like this. So this is the length. So this way I have declared a table. I can right click over here and declare GR number as the primary key. So how did I do that? Just click here, right click on this, and can you see here primary key? This is the primary key. So primary key, as I told you, is something which is unique because each student has a unique GR number. So it will allow me to create this particular table where the Can you see a key mark over here, which means that here no duplicate entries will be allowed. Each field will contain a unique GR number, which is for each student it is different. So this is the primary key which we have done for this table. Now I will click on this save button and I have to give a name to the table, and the table name I am specifying is student details, and then I click on OK, and my table is created with the different fields which I have made. Now the fields in which I have to enter the data is ready. Now I can have to go and enter the actual records. So for that I will just simply close this. It will come back, and can you see here a table by the name student details has already got created. Here is the Shrima Vidyalaya Bishwa. Shrima Vidyalaya is the name of the database, and inside the database I have created a table by the name student details. Now for entering the data into the table, I will double click on this and I will write down the GR number, say S123, the name of the student Rahul Sharma. Here I can increase the, by clicking over here, I can increase the size or the width of the fields which I want. Now here, if I have told you that the digits are maybe only 2 digits are allowed. So if I try to, I will enter 3 or 4 digits. Class, let's take 2, and by mistake I've entered this. And here division also I have entered, say, a wrong 2 digit, because I told you that the length is only 2 for class and 1 for division. But when I try to enter it, it will tell me a error statement. It will show me an error statement showing that it is too long. Why does that error statement come? That is because here in class we had specified the length as only 2, and for division it was only 1. So here I will change this, and here now I will make it as 8 single digit, and division let's take 8. Now it will allow me to easily go to the next record. In this way, I will enter the next records in my database table. Yes, here 2 digits are allowed, so I can write 10. It will accept it, and division, let's take F. And the third we can do and here the division C. So in this way I can enter records, how many ever records I want, into my database table. The table which I have created, I can keep on entering records. Click on the save button, and when I close this, it will come back. Now if I want to make any more changes to the structure of my table, I have to right click on this, and when I click on the edit option, it will allow me to make changes to the table structure. Whichever structure I want, I have to simply make the changes, save it, and come back, and I can continue entering records in my table according to the new structure. After going through the previous slides, we will now be aware about how to create a database and how to create a table. Now the assignment which you are going to do is, once you have downloaded both the softwares and you are ready to work with the application, you are going to create an assignment in the same way. You are going to create a database called Shrima Vidyalaya, and you are going to create a table with the following details. Now in this table, roll number is going to be the primary key. The primary key that you are going to set is roll number. The method of doing it is exactly the same like how I explained to you in the practical video. Now here you are going to have field names like name, varchar, the length is 50, roll number tiny int 3, date of birth, it is going to be a data type, and you are going to have it in the DDMMYY format. Class is going to be char, that is character 1, the length is going to be 1. Phone number integer type, the length is going to be 10, and email varchar 75. So these are the details of the table that you are going to create as practical, and uh, enter the data according to your choice. So this is the structure of the table which you are going to create as an assignment, so that you can become thorough with it, with the creation of a database and a table. Once you have created the table and the structure of the table is ready, you can insert the records in this format, or you can enter your own data and create the entire table. Now, in the same methodology that we follow, we can create multiple tables in the same database. So we can create a table for staff details, that is the teacher number, teacher name, qualification of the teacher, and what subject she is teaching, etc., or activities that are there in the school, the or bus details, fees details. Like this, we can create multiple tables in the same database. In our further classes, we will be learning how to create the other objects of the database, that is queries, reports, etc., forms, queries, reports, all that in detail. So I hope you have understood the details of this particular video, and go through the video again. If you have any doubts regarding how to create a table, then the PDF also gives you proper figures one after the other in the database section, whereby you can go through the chapter in the PDF which you have downloaded from the net, and learn the chapter much more better. If you are finding it difficult to view it from the video, you can also use your PDF to do the assignment properly. Okay, thank you.